Greetings, fellow men of culture. As always, I'm broadcasting live from the Halo gravestone at the peak of Thundercock Mountain. Goes without saying that Halo is one of the most legendary franchises in all of gaming. The series helped launch the entire Xbox brand. Master Chief is one of the most recognizable mascots of the big three gaming companies. A towering super soldier with voluptuous, juicy ass cheeks that clap together as he stomps Covenant heads. Halo Combat Evolved showcased how well a first-person shooter could play on a controller, and subsequent titles improved on the level design and gameplay, garnering tens of millions of fans throughout its original trilogy. So it wasn't much of a surprise that Halo Studios revealed that they were going back to square one with a ground-up remake of the first game in the series. They can't manage to make a memorable entry in the series of their own, so they're doing what every major studio does, and just remaking the good stuff that was made before they could decide what gender they are for the day. I was very medium excited for the Halo remake. I couldn't bring myself to truly care, lest I become crestfallen, like when my dad told me it wasn't Santa Claus that's been pooping in the bathtub on Christmas morning all these years. Modern AAA studios are, somehow, despite the entire blueprint right in front of their soy faces, incapable of producing a solid, faithful remake of a beloved game. My apprehension was proven well-founded when this absolute gem of a girl boss character started making the rounds on YouTube.
Drinking a beer and flicking my bean, praying my daddy don't hear me queef, camping in the backwoods by the creek, horny as a bitch in the country heat. I'm rubbing a corn cob on my clit, giving my nips a little twist, rubbing my pussy, ooh goody goody, drunk as a motherfucker in the woods.
Campaign Evolved features 3 prequel missions that take place about 1 year before the beginning of the main campaign, giving Halo Studios the perfect opportunity to introduce a self-insert, strong, independent woman who don't need no man with an absolutely cavernous vagina. Lieutenant Penny Pussyfart is such a copy-paste, on-the-nose representation of the generic, strong female character that every studio shoves into their games. It feels like a South Park bit, but it is 100% genuine. You know the writers are completely incapable of the self-reflection and awareness to create effective parody of themselves. This really is all they can come up with when they want to force a strong female character. Every scene she appears in is the exact same thing we've seen from this archetype for the last decade. She is stronger than the main character, not just any main character, stronger than Master Chief, the man who plays golf with Doom Guy on Sundays.
You don't seem as impressed as the rest of your crew.
No, Sergeant Major, I'm not. Takes more than fancy armor and a good PR campaign to impress me.
Nice work.
Thanks. Spartans aren't the only badasses in the UNSC.
She is constantly dismissive and sneering at Master Chief, flicking her bean with ire in his direction. There's a serious scene where Master Chief and Johnson enter a room to find Penny sitting like a king upon a throne, with her boots resting on the corpse of a brute. You know that room stanks like fishy roast beef. The best part is she then makes the ultimate sacrifice to destroy the Covenant vessel they're on so Master Chief and Johnson can escape.
That's all the time they need to take the shot.
Yeah, but you can't be here when the fireworks start.
And he doesn't need to. You guys get off this ship, get the nav data to the UNSC. We'll drop the shields.
Negative, Lieutenant. That's a one-way trip.
It's been a one-way trip from the beginning for us, Chief. At least now we get to go out on our own terms.
Meaning, if it weren't for Miss Pussyfart and her squad's bravery, Master Chief would have perished then and there, before the events of the original game. None of the cool stuff from Halo 1 through 3 would have taken place if not for this strong, independent woman saving Master Chief's life. You would think such a momentous event would be worth at least a passing mention from Chief or Johnson at some point in the last 20 years of Halo games. But no, because they just made it up specifically to force this character archetype into Halo, no matter how dumb it is. Penny Pussyfart is the sole reason Master Chief was able to go on and save humanity from the giant magic rings. So you better bow down, you stupid chuds. Get on your hands and knees and breathe deep of the life-saving moist queef. Halo Studios knows exactly who their audience is, and they knew exactly how that audience would react to a character like this, which is why she wasn't included in any of the marketing. The 3 prequel missions were a core part of the pitch for this game, but they didn't feel the need to show the fact that this embarrassment is a part of that. The new girl boss character happens to be my favorite part of this remake, but it's not all there is to enjoy about this incredible Microsoft product. Please consume and enjoy. The transition animation from the driver's seat to the mounted gun on the Warthogs is just gone. Master Chief just instant transmissions between them like Goku. When you steal an occupied Banshee, Chief just kicks the nothing out of the pilot spot. Every new Halo game nerfs Cortana further. I really wish I was the first one to make the observation that she looks like Germa, because that's hilarious. I would rather turn a corner in my home in the middle of the night and get jump scared by my wife's saggy old balls than see this iteration of Cortana. The bonus missions contain several other gems that are worthy of mockery. Considering it's the only completely original content in the game, goes to show how bad Halo Studios is when coming up with their own stuff. These missions introduce a prophet named Harmony, and when he first reveals himself, the cutscene is like a scene from a Marvel movie. It starts out with a bunch of Covenant just shooting at a wall, apparently not even attempting to hit their targets. It's like they're miming being in a real fight. Then the Prophet monologues for a few minutes while Chief and Johnson just stand there and let him introduce all the different types of enemies one by one, like the villain of a Disney movie. Halo Studios and other developers like them just can't get away from the cringe millennial writing tropes. On that topic, Master Chief talks quite a bit more than he usually does during these missions, but it's mostly what you'd expect. Some one-liners and little Marvel quips here and there, just like every other AAA game made in the last 10 years. As far as the main game goes, it's the same Halo you've been playing since 2001, for better and for worse, with some shiny new visuals just for you. Excellent levels like the Silent Cartographer and Halo are still fun to play, they easily stand the test of time, but the layouts of the awful levels remain exactly the same, which is fine I suppose since it does stick to the original. Truth and Reconciliation is still a slog of copy-pasted Covenant hallways that goes on and on. Anybody that says they actually like the library is lying to you and to themselves. All the classic guns are here, as well as some that wouldn't appear until later entries such as the Energy Sword and Needle Rifle. That's not true to the original, but I can't say more variety is necessarily a bad thing. The Magnum feels like it's been heavily nerfed, but it's hard to tell. Sometimes it feels like it always has, and sometimes it feels like it's shooting popcorn. The needle rifle may take its place because that thing destroys in this game. One of the most baffling omissions from this package is the multiplayer. I don't know what they were thinking here, but a Halo game with no multiplayer is like a handjob without the tears. A solid multiplayer mode with crossplay would add a lot of value and longevity to this package. That's assuming they wouldn't have screwed it up. The balancing would probably be all different. There would 100% be paid skins, and you would get banned for teabagging. Microsoft is charging $50 for this remake. Whether that's worth it or not depends on the individual. That's 70 India 2.0 rupees, which is way outside of what I'm willing to pay for just a Halo single-player campaign. I'm not ashamed to say I got my gameplay footage, then immediately refunded on Steam. Based on the numbers so far, I'm not the only one that feels this way. The best metric we have is Steam, where Campaign Evolved sits at mixed reviews with only 25,000 peak concurrent players. For a Halo game, that's pathetically low. This is a legendary franchise, and this is Halo Studios' big release for the year. The game is a day one Game Pass game, which affects direct sales, but so was Halo Infinite, and that game peaked at 256,000 players. Forza Horizon 6 beat Halo at just over 300,000 players, also a day one Game Pass release. The Oblivion remaster hit 152,000 players. Every one of these games were day one Game Pass launches. Seems launching on Game Pass doesn't affect direct sales all that much. All the more damning considering this is the Halo. Before 343 took over the series, they could have put out a single molecule of dog shit on a plate and it would sell in the millions. This is supposed to be a reset of the franchise. Get back to square one, refocus on what sets Halo apart from other first-person shooters, but Halo Studios just couldn't help themselves with inserting the most eye-rolling modern audience stuff that is so overdone at this point I'm surprised even those that push for it aren't bored of it by now. The target audience of Halo is primarily men, and it always will be. Putting the most generic girl boss in a Halo game at all only serves to repel the ever-shrinking fanbase. Based on the sales numbers, Halo Studios really can't afford to lose many more Halo fans. I imagine the sales of the PS5 version are not bad. A lot of PlayStation players are probably going to experience this series for the first time ever. But based on the poor sales that we do know about, and general feedback, I predict some layoffs at Halo Studios. This may be the worst possible time to release a flop as a Microsoft studio. Disgruntled Halo Studio employees can join Bethesda on the unemployment line, I guess. Campaign Evolved is a remake of a remaster of a 25-year-old game. Despite having a clear set of instructions from two past releases, Halo Studios couldn't get it exactly right. No multiplayer, no theater mode or forge mode, features of the franchise since 2007 by the way. The original Halo will always be there. Much easier to emulate these days than ever before. Yes, it's super old and it looks like shit, but Bungie's original vision and passion for the game remains intact, until Microsoft discovers a way to remaster our memories, and charges a subscription to remember them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.